Hello my fellow creators and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to play with some fun Hero Arts goodies. So I was sent these two fun sentiment goodies to play with. This one is the Autumn Greetings stamp set, and then this one, isn't that cute? This one is a press and foil, and this is fall words. So you have on this one 8 press plates, so 8 different sentiments, and 8 cutting dies to cut them out as well. Now this stamp set, I love it because it's really just one solid stamp. So this is all one stamp, and you stamp it all at once, and you get all these wonderful sentiments that you can cut out and use on multiple projects. But I did something a little different, or at least in my brain it was a little different. I stamped that full sentiment stamp set on here, and then I didn't cut them out. This is going to be like my background where I have all these fun fall sentiments. There's falling leaves and cozy sweaters, autumn greetings, gobble gobble, the pumpkin to my spice, lots of fun sentiments. But really it's just in the background. And then I grabbed a stamp I have that is this tiny little leaf and little polka dots to just kind of fill in some of the empty spots. And I cut it with one of my stitch arch dies for my stash. And then I foiled a piece of scrap paper to make a background panel. And you can see I cut out some sentiments out of there. But this is going to be my background layer. Now, I did use the press and foil to foil this sentiment that says just saying hello. And then I did that shadow layer from where I cut this foil piece. And the reason I foiled that solid piece is because I wanted the matte layer to be the same gold as the foil. You know, sometimes our golds are a little bit different. Some are a little more yellow, some are a little more pink gold, like a rose gold. So I want to make sure that they're the same gold. So that's why I did that. So then I did that, added some of those micro foam squares from Spellbinders to the back so that I could pop it up just a little bit. And then from some of my dies, I grabbed this pumpkin and some fall leaves, cut them out of different colors, and then did some ink blending. And then for my pumpkin, I just added the kind of shadow of the curves of the pumpkin with an alcohol marker. So I also used craft cardstock to make this a shaped card. So I have that ready to go. So I know this is going to be a quick and easy card, but let's just put it together. So I added some double-sided adhesive here because the stitching was starting to tear apart. So I wanted to hold it together while I waited to assemble my card. But this is going to be your matte layer to our sentiment panel, while at the same time it makes the full arch complete here. Since it is a shaped card, when I cut this, you don't put the paper with a die completely on it. You kind of leave it off just a bit so you get that piece that's not die cut. Did that make sense? Or did I completely lose you? So then this one goes on here. You see it's still our layered or our shaped card. Press this down just a bit, and I try and be careful because this is foiled, but most of it's going to be hidden behind our word panel. So let's attach this. And at first I was going to, you know, cut out all those sentiments, but when I saw it, I thought, this would make a nice little panel of just fall words. So that's what I decided to do. Get this on here, up, off just a little. Better, better. All right. And then for the inks, I think I just used, what was it? I used dark chocolate from my Gina K inks to stamp this, and then to ink blend around the edges of that arch. Now I added some foam squares to the back of my little pumpkin image as well. So you can see I added all the leaves and just kind of put them as a sprig of fall leaves behind our pumpkin. Loving this. And then at first, my first thought was just to lay it flat, but you know, adding dimension just gives a card that special extra touch. I think it does. All right, let's get these all off. Did I get them all up? Not the center ones. And then we're going to put this on our panel here. Kind of a little bit above center, so there's more space on the bottom. And then we can add our foiled sentiment, where I used these micro squares. So getting the little foam off is a little trickier for me because of the fat fingers I have, but it still works. And sometimes my fingers, I know most of you know, I had a carpal tunnel surgery on my right hand. So a lot of times my fingers still go numb. That surgery did not help. And they feel super fat and super fumbly. So today is one of those days where I'm working with numb fingers on the right hand anyway. So getting that foam tape release paper off, just a little trickier. Okay, now I'm centering my sentiment here that says just saying hello. And then that is our completed card, friends. What do you think? I love it. I love the text in the background. I know some people will tend to use like those background stamps, but I like the idea of using this one and then just not cutting apart the sentiments. So you have all those fun sentiments behind there. Thanks for sticking around to the end. I'd be thrilled if you subscribe to my YouTube channel or follow me on any of my other social media platforms. As always, have a beautiful, safe, and creative day. Thanks for watching. Bye.